Good morning, students. This is your Maths 1 online teaching session. Let us continue with our fourth chapter, that is Financial Planning, Part 3. In this session, I am going to teach you something very important, that is trading chain in GST. It's a very important concept, and in fact, it is related to our day-to-day life transaction. Yes? Now, what is this trading chain? Suppose I give you an example. You go to a shop to buy some product. Is that the shopkeeper is the manufacturer of that product? No, he must have brought it from somewhere. So all these persons involved in different stages form something called as trading chain. Okay? Now in the trading chain, always the first person is the manufacturer. A place or the person who manufactures a particular product is nothing but manufacturer. Now after manufacturer comes the wholesaler or the distributor. It's a person or a company where the product is taken in large account or and then it is distributed to shops. Yes, so a person or a firm who purchases a product in large quantity is nothing but a wholesaler or a distributor. Then the wholesaler gives it to the retailer. Retailer means a shop where he might purchase it in relatively less amount and give it to the customer, a person like you and me. Okay, so it's a shop where we go to buy our things. So retailer, after retailer comes the customer or the consumer. That is the last stage. Like this, a chain is created. Now this chain is nothing but the trading chain, where the manufacturer is the first person, then comes the wholesaler or the distributor, then retailer, and then the consumer. Now what we are going to learn in this session is how GST is calculated in every stage of trading or how it is paid finally to the government. Okay, let us see. For this, I'll give you an example to make the concept clear. Please try to understand it. It's given in the textbook also. One example, you can even refer that. This, I have just changed the figure. Let us see the example. Suppose manufacturer of a mobile has sold one mobile for rupees 2000 to a wholesaler. Wholesaler sold that to a retailer for rupees 3000, who in turns sold it to the customer for rupees 4000. Let us understand how GST is charged and paid to the government at every stage of trading. Rate of GST charge is 12%. Okay, now see, I have given you an example where a mobile is produced. Suppose this is a mobile. A manufacturer is there who produces this mobile. Okay, the first person of this transaction is a manufacturer who produces this mobile and he sells it to the wholesaler for rupees 2000. Okay, so the next person is a wholesaler or the distributor. He purchases this mobile from the manufacturer for rupees 2000. Now that wholesaler will keep some profit. Yes, everybody wants to keep a margin of a profit and then sell it to the next person. So the wholesaler will sell the same mobile for rupees 3000 to the retailer. Okay, retailer is a shop where a person like you and me go and purchase. Correct? So he sells it to the retailer for rupees 3000. Then comes the customer or the consumer who purchased this mobile from the retailer for rupees 4000. I hope you are understanding this. Now in this trading chain, there is a manufacturer who produces a mobile. He sells it to the wholesaler for rupees 2000. The wholesaler in return sells it to the retailer for rupees 3000 and the customer purchases it from the retailer for rupees 4000. But it is not the actual price of that mobile. At every stage, see this last part, a GST has to be paid and rate of GST charge is 12%. Now what I want you to understand is actually for how much is that mobile charged to every person in this trading chain, and finally how much GST is paid to the government. Let us try to understand that. Okay. Now every stage of this transaction a GST of 12% is charged. Okay, it means what? Now manufacturer is going to collect GST from the wholesaler. Now GST is collected and paid at every stage of trading. This is an important point that you should understand. Now manufacturer is also going to pay GST to the government. Okay, but he will collect GST from the wholesaler. How much GST he will collect? 12% of the amount. Now he is selling the mobile to the wholesaler for rupees 2000. So he will collect 12% of 2000 from the wholesaler, or the wholesaler will pay it to the manufacturer. Okay, because it is told at every stage of trading a rate of GST is 12%. Same way, the next one, wholesaler will collect it from the retailer, or retailer will pay 12% of which amount? 3000. Yes, because a wholesaler is selling it for 3000. So he will charge 12% of 3000 to the retailer. In return, retailer will charge 12% of 4000 to the consumer. Okay, I hope you are understanding it. Now let us calculate individually in each transaction. How many transactions is taking place here? There are 3 transactions taking place here. Which one? First one is the wholesaler to the manufacturer to the wholesaler. Second transaction is wholesaler to the retailer. And third transaction is retailer to the consumer. So 3 stages of transaction are there. Let us see how GST is calculated in every stage. Okay, so this is a first stage. What is it? It's a trading done between manufacturer to the wholesaler. The wholesaler is purchasing it for 2000 and he is going to pay a GST of 12% on this 2000. To whom he will pay? He will pay it to the manufacturer. I hope you are understanding it. Yes. Now, next important thing that you need to understand is when the transaction is done between two GSTIN holders. Now this one, manufacturer, is having a GSTIN number. GSTIN I have explained you in the previous session. So that when the transaction is done between two GSTIN holders, that type of transaction is nothing but business to business. Okay. So in the GST paid in the tax invoice, which is for the first transaction, let us say that GST in tax invoice number 1. Okay, now this is a transaction which is done between two GSTIN holders. This is also a shop, this is also a shop. So they will be having particular GSTIN numbers. So this type of transaction is nothing but B2B, that is business to business. Okay, now how to do the calculation? See that for the wholesaler, the price of the mobile was rupees 2000, correct? Now he has to pay GST of 12% to the manufacturer. GST of 12% means CGST 6%, SGST 6%. That bifurcation I have not shown here. I have directly written 12% GST. But see actually how much? CGST 6%. So 6% of what? 2000. So the zeros and zeros can be cancelled. 6 2s are 12 and 0. So 120. So if CGST is 120, SGST also is 120. So when I add all this, the amount comes to 2240. Okay. So for the shopkeeper, what is the price of that mobile? For the shopkeeper, the price of this mobile is not 2000. Along with GST, at the end he will pay 2240 to the manufacturer. I hope you are understanding it. Yes. So the price of that mobile will be there definitely, that is 2000. 12% GST, it means 6% CGST and 6% SGST. So when I take the total of it, it comes to 2000 plus 120 plus 120. So 2220. So this extra 240 that you can see is nothing but the GST paid by the wholesaler. Are you understanding it? Okay. So for the wholesaler, the price of the mobile will be 2240. Let us go to the second stage of transaction. Now for the second stage, the wholesaler is selling it to the retailer for how much? For 3000. Yes. Now he will be collecting GST from the retailer. I hope you are understanding. At first stage, the wholesaler paid GST to the manufacturer. Second stage, he is going to collect GST from the retailer. How much? 12% of 3000. In this case also you can see it's a transaction done between two GSTIN holders. Yes. So which type of transaction is this? It is again B2B, that is business to business. Right. Now let's see the calculation part. What is the price of the mobile for the retailer? It's 3000. What will be CGST paid? It's 12% GST. So CGST again will be 6%, SGST again will be 6%. But now the price of the mobile is how much? 3000. So let us see the calculation. 0 and 0 cancelled. 6 3s is 18. So 180 here, and SGST also 180. So when I take the total of it, the total amount comes to 3360. I hope you are understanding the second stage also. So for the retailer, what is the price of the mobile? It's not 3000. Along with GST, it will be 3360. Means he pays an extra 360 rupees as GST. Is it clear? Okay. Then come to the last stage of transaction. Now look here. It's from the retailer to the consumer. Means people like us, right? We are not buying the thing to sell it further. We are buying that product for our personal use. So this is a transaction done between a GST holder and a common man, right? So this type of transaction is nothing but B2C, that is business to consumer or customer. I hope you are understanding the difference. The first two were B2B. Why? Because they were buying it in order to sell it further. The last one is a consumer. He is not going to sell it. He is going to use his mobile. So here the transaction or the chain stops, and this last is nothing but B2C. Let's see the calculation for this. For the customer or the consumer, the price of the mobile was rupees 4000. Correct? Now he will also pay 12% of 4000 to the retailer as GST. 12% again means 6% CGST, 6% SGST. So when I calculate this, 6% of 4000, how much I get? 240. So 240 is CGST and 240 is SGST. Take the total of this, it comes to 4480. So for the consumer, the price of the mobile is now, along with GST, it is 4480. I hope you have understood all the trading transactions whichever I have explained till now. There were 3 transactions done here. Let us understand it together. Now in this, the important thing is, what is then paid to the government? If the transaction is being done like this, then finally what is paid to the government? Let's understand that. There were 4 people involved in this transaction. First one was the manufacturer. He is also supposed to pay GST to the government. Second one is wholesaler. He will also pay GST to the government. Third one is a retailer. Even he will pay to the government. But the fourth one, he will directly pay to the retailer. That is a consumer. Okay. Now how much and what amount they will pay? Just see. Manufacturer is collecting 240 rupees from the wholesaler. Correct? The wholesaler is paying a GST of 240 rupees. That is collected by the manufacturer. How much amount retailer is paying? He is paying 360 rupees to the wholesaler. Consumer at the end is paying 480 rupees to the retailer. Okay. Now, manufacturer has got 240 rupees from the wholesaler, correct, as GST. Along with that 2000 rupees, he is getting that extra 240, that is the GST amount. What he will do? He will directly pay that to the government, 240 rupees. Okay, the manufacturer, whatever he collects the GST amount from the wholesaler, he will pay it directly to the government. What the wholesaler will do now? See now, wholesaler, he is collecting tax at the time of sale and he is paying tax at the time of purchase. Yes or no? See, wholesaler is purchasing it from here and he is paying how much tax? 240. Correct? So when he is paying tax and he is collecting tax, right? Now what he will do? He has collected 360 rupees from the retailer. Just concentrate here. Wholesaler has collected 360 rupees from the retailer. But he has paid 240 to the manufacturer also. So what he will do? From this 360 what he has collected, he will subtract the amount that he has paid to the manufacturer. Yes, and the remaining amount he will give to the government. So from his pocket nothing is going. He is actually paying how much to the government? What he will do? He has collected 360 rupees, yes, from the retailer, and he has paid 240 to the manufacturer. So what he will do? He will subtract that. 360 minus 240, that is 120. Yes, that 120 he is paying to the government as GST. Same thing the retailer also will do. I hope you are understanding. What he will do? He has collected how much? 480. But he has paid how much? 360. So how much he has paid? First he will keep that amount with him. And the leftover amount he will pay to the government. Right? So see the subtraction, 480 minus 360, that is 120. So these are the transactions. This way GST is paid to the government in this 3 stages of transaction or in the GST chain. I hope you are understanding. Yes, so at the end manufacturer will pay 240 rupees to the government. Wholesaler who was supposed to pay 240 rupees, he has paid 240, right? But he collected 360. So 360 minus 240, he will pay 120 rupees. Retailer also 480 minus 360, whatever he has paid, he is getting it back. See, he is keeping it back, he is subtracting it. So from his pocket as such, he is not paying anything. Yes, whatever he is collecting 480, he will first keep his amount 360 and balance amount he will pay to the government, that is 120. And I hope you must have noticed that the total of the GST paid to the government in this transaction is 240 plus 120 plus 120. How much is that? 240 plus 120 plus 120. It is equal to 480, which is indirectly paid by the consumer. I hope you have understood this chain very nicely. Again, try to understand. Manufacturer collects 240 that he pays to the government. He doesn't pay anything from his pocket. Wholesaler collects 360 from the retailer. Yes, but he has paid 240. So that 240 he will keep it with him and balance amount he will pay to the government. Same way retailer collects 480 but 360 he has already paid. So he will keep that amount with him and balance he will pay to the government. Yes, but consumer at the end is not going to sell that product further. So the total burden of the tax is done on the consumer. He is paying 480 rupees GST along with the price of that mobile. Okay. So what I want you to remember in all this, whatever example I have explained, the very first thing, that GST is a type of indirect tax. Yes. It's not directly charged, it is via charge. Like first manufacturer 240, then the next one 120, then the next one 120. Total was 480, which was ultimately paid by the consumer. Okay. Then next important, very important thing. GST I have explained just now with the help of an example. GST is levied and collected at every stage of trading from manufacturer to consumer. Yes or no? Yes. When the trader pays GST at the time of purchase, that is called as input tax. Now this is a new word that you need to learn. Okay. What is input tax? When the trader pays GST at the time of purchase, it is input tax. And he collects GST at the time of sale, which is called as output tax. Okay. At the time of paying GST to the government, a trader deducts the input tax from the output tax and pays the remaining tax. This deduction of input tax is called as input tax credit. I hope you have understood. I have explained an example for this purpose only, so that this definition is clear. Just have a look at the example again. In the previous example, one second. In the previous example, just look here. For the wholesaler, for example, okay. Now he is collecting 360 rupees from here at the time of sale. That is output tax. He is paying 240 rupees at the time of purchase. That is input tax. This is what you need to understand. Tax collected at the time of sale is output tax. Tax paid at the time of purchase is nothing but input tax. Okay. So these 2 points make it very clear that when a trader pays GST at the time of purchase, it is input tax, and when he collects at the time of sale, it is output tax. And there is something called as input tax credit, that is ITC. What is that? At the time of payment of GST, what he does, he deducts the input tax from the output tax and pays the remaining tax. So that is nothing but ITC or input tax credit. So from all this, we derive a formula for GST payable, that it is output tax minus ITC. Now this formula will be used for solving sums from the practice set. I hope you have understood the concept very nicely, that is trading chain in GST. and try to remember these three important points which I have showed you just now. Now with this basic knowledge, let us start with the practice set sums of 4.2, that is first one. Now see, Chetna Stores paid total GST of rupees 1,05,000 at the time of purchase and collected GST of rupees 1,22,500 at the time of sale from 1st of July 2017 to 31st of July 2017. Find the GST payable by Chetna Stores. Now it is absolutely easy. It looks so different or difficult. It's easy. What 2 points I have explained you in the previous slide, if you remember, it will be easy. See what is given here. Chetna Store paid total GST of rupees 1,05,000 at the time of purchase. When that store paid GST, it means what is that? It is input tax. And collected GST of this much at the time of sale, that is output tax. Yes, so output tax is 1,22,500, input tax is 1,05,000, GST payable, I have just now given you the formula, output tax minus ITC. So when you subtract this two, you will immediately get the answer. It is just based on the definition. Just see here. Output tax. What is output tax? Tax collected at the time of sale. How much was that? 1,22,500. Correct? Input tax is what? Tax paid. This is collected and this is paid. Paid at the time of purchase. So it's 1,05,000. Okay? Now he needs to keep this amount with him as a credit. So that is nothing but ITC. So ITC is 1,05,000. How much GST he will pay? Then he will keep the amount that he has paid at the time of purchase and subtract it from here. Whatever is the balance, that will be the GST that he will pay. As I have shown you the example. Yes, they were subtracting and finally at the end in that example they were paying 120 rupees to the government. Same way, this one also GST payable will be output tax minus ITC. So when I subtract this, answer is 22,000. I hope this sum is clear. I am again telling you, if you understand the concept what I have explained you with the help of that example, practice set sums will be easy. Final answer, GST payable by Chetna Stores is rupees 22,000. Okay. Now let us move to one more question of this practice set. Nazma is a proprietor of a firm registered under GST. She has paid GST of 12,500 on purchase. Okay. Paid GST on purchase. So what is this? Input tax. Collected 14,750 on sale. So what is this? Output tax. I hope you understood. Paid means input tax. Collected means output tax. What is the amount of ITC to be claimed? Now whatever she has paid, she wants it back. Yes. So that will be a credit. So what will be ITC? Input tax credit? It will be nothing but the input tax, that is 12,500. What is the amount of GST payable? The difference between these two. Same formula what we used in the previous sum. GST payable is output tax minus ITC. Okay. So see the steps. Output tax I told you it is 14,750. Input tax is 12,500. Now this is the amount which she has paid at the time of purchase. Yes. So what can be taken as ITC? This amount. She has paid it. She wanted it back. Yes. So that is nothing but a credit. So ITC for Nazma will be 12,500. GST payable will be output tax minus ITC. So 14,750 minus 12,500. Answer will be 2,250. I hope it is clear. It is similar to the first sum. I will just do these two sums. I hope the concept is very clear to you. Yes. Final answer will be amount of ITC to be claimed is rupees 12,500 and amount of GST payable is 2,250. Yes. So with this sum, I come to the end of this session. I hope this concept is clear. Please go through the example again. More and more you understand the concept, easier the practice set sums will be. You will find those practice sums easy. Okay. So with this, we end the session here. Thank you.